live stream going, and we do. So before we call our meeting to order, I'm going to ask you guys to stand and join me in the prayer and the pledge. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight, God, and we want to come to you with a humble heart, God, and we want to ask you that you lead us in the direction that you want us to go and help us to be the leaders that you want us to be and respond in a way, God, that will make you proud of us. God, we ask that you bless our county and all of these families that have taken time tonight to come out and be interested in what happens with our community, God. And we ask all this in your name, in Christ Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will call this meeting officially to order. And Miss Sylvia, if you will, make note in the minutes that we do have a quorum and everyone is present. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the agenda, and do we have any additions or deletions before we approve?
I want to add some comments down under my section.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda with changes.
One second, if you will. I'm trying to think through what we were saying when we called the meeting to order. Jimmy, you probably want to go ahead and call your special call meeting for the night of our work session.
Yeah.
And we'll do it at the beginning of that work session.
Senior night.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to come up with a time, and we need to add that to the agenda. So under Jimmy tonight, if y'all will, add the discussion of a special call meeting, and we will under him tonight, we will decide on a date and time.
Okay.
But if you will, make that addition. Do we have any other additions and deletions? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the agenda with this addition?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes dated September the 14th? And if so, could I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Move we approve the minutes.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the claims dated September the 28th? And if so, could I get a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion, we pay the claims for September 28, 2021.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, we come to the public comment section. Mr. Campbell, you're welcome to come forward, please, sir. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. How are you all?
Good.
All right. To the commissioner and all of the commissioners. My name is Willie Campbell, and I'm from the Campbell community. I think we met before.
Yes, sir.
I think we have met twice, I believe so.
Right.
And Paul Worthy was the spokesman for the community, but he got sick and he had to have open heart surgery. So he called me and asked me would I take over, so that's what I'm doing starting tonight, every night that we, they have a meeting. And so I have a couple of people with me from Campbell, from the community. So we need one in the Campbell community because a lot of people live in trailers that stays in the Campbell community.
Yes, sir.
We know that, a storm will blow a brick house away, not only a trailer, whatever. But, the people need somewhere to go because they don't have anywhere to go, when a storm comes.
Right.
But we would like to know the status of the storm shelter. I mean, where we stand.
Well, what we had told, and y'all aren't the only community that has asked for one. We've identified 3 areas in the county that are without a very close and convenient storm shelter. But what we've told everybody that's talked to us is that when we get in the new grant cycle, which will be the 2022 grant cycle, that we're going to try to seek some funding to help us with those storm shelters. But we have a need in your community, and we have a need in several communities in the county. we had one that exists that they said there was over 100 people waiting to get in with it already full when one of those last storm events had. And we have your community, and we have South Chilton, and then the Providence area in North Chilton that's without a storm shelter available to the public. So those are three areas that we're going to focus on in trying to find some grant funding to help us be able to afford to get those put in, and hopefully we'll get one or more of them in the 2022 grant cycle.
If I might add to that, I told Paul that I'm storm shelter representative on the commission. I told him that I would look for some property. I haven't found the acreage needed up in Campbell community yet for a storm shelter. And as soon as I do, we'll go from there, and we get a grant. We've got to have land first. Got to have a place to put it, people can park. So I've been looking out there, and I haven't found any yet. And if you know of any that...
Mr. Worthy called me and said he would donate property.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Either the church, our church, Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, owns this cemetery. We got about 4 acres in there. And so we could put it on now. I mean, if it's suitable, to put it there,
Right.
But, you can look at it and see, whether it's suitable. If it is, we can dig it all.
And also, in looking at this, I found another storm shelter company. When it sets down, that's it. There's no plumbing. Well, there's plumbing to the building, but when you put this storm shelter on the ground, there ain't all the stuff we've had to do in the past to get a storm shelter up and running. When they unload it off the trailer, they set it down, anchor it, hook electricity up to it, generator up to it, it's done.
We're gonna pursue that. So, the new budget years for most people would start toward the end of this year, and funds will begin to be available early next year. And we hope to get out and find some additional funding to help with those.
Do you all have a printed out schedule of when the meeting's gonna be?
Yes, sir. It's on the website, and we meet on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month.
Second and the fourth Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock.
I'll try to remember that.
All right.
Okay, we'll try to be here then.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Terry Wilson, please, sir.
Yeah.
How are you tonight?
That's okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Good, good.
Good. Y'all need to get the man a sign. He's from the west side, reason why he don't have a sign in front of him. We need to know who he is. He don't have a name tag out there. Anyway, go ahead.
That'd be Mr. Williams.
Oh,
See, tell you forgot who I am.
no, I didn't. I was looking at the space, I don't go by
We,
the
at one point, we had our county attorney that sat up here.
Oh,
You remember when Mr. Jackson was the
Yeah.
attorney?
Yeah.
And when we moved the attorney off the bench, we left that nameplate open.
Oh. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. I am not here about that.
That's
Oh,
okay. Yes, sir.
The question is, the last meeting that showed the road on County Road 380, anybody looked at it since the?
Tony, have you had an
Have an
opportunity?
opportunity to look
Yeah,
at it?
we rode through it today.
Okay. Can we get some help out there on that patching or whatever?
We didn't see any bare spots at one, yes. So,
County Road 380?
yeah, the one that church is on,
Yes.
Mhm.
You didn't see no bad spot?
I said we saw one bare spot, yes. Yeah. Honestly, that one, when we looked at it, looks like it just needs to be swept off. It looks like it's got dirt on top of the paving. But, yeah, we saw.
I permanent no pavement under that.
Okay.
Cause I seen the crushed up tire going out of there.
All right.
In the ditch up, that's above that. They put ditch in, dirt in the ditch to get the truck in, and now they left the dirt in the ditch so the water coming over the road.
Okay.
And County Road 393, I know they started patching the stuff, so we wanna see when those two, road can get.
Well, Mr. Terry, I'm gonna tell you what I've been telling everybody else, and all the commissioners can speak for themselves, but Tony's got so many people out. He's
Yeah.
had so many people quit, and he's got so many people that are missing sick time.
Yeah.
That I'm to the point where I hate to call him and ask him, because he's so short-handed. There's no way to tell anybody when he can do anything. So
Right.
they're out here looking at things that are, could cause bodily harm to people, and trying to address those issues that we have the most liability with. And the things that are not as important, they're all getting shoved to the back of the line. He talked, and he'll be up in a minute. If you stick around, you'll hear, but, you know, he's got a lot of postings for jobs and very few applicants.
Yeah, I've seen him in the
And,
back.
It's serious. Can't keep things up when you're already short-staffed and you're that many people short of the already short-staffed payroll. So we don't, you know, we can talk to Tony about it, but I don't think Tony can give you a schedule, because they're hitting the high
Hitting high.
spots right.
That's understandable.
Yes, sir.
Well, two things I want to leave. Don't forget about our other road, 331, other road. When come time, get the money to pay.
Yes. Yes,
Whenever
sir.
they can get the patching.
Well, thank
That's
you.
understandable.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Gerald, are you gonna handle the sheriff's stuff tonight? Yes, sir. All right.
I'd like to request permission to allow the chairman to sign the attached ADECA documents.
So move.
So traffic overtime.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
I would like to have Kathy Garrish reclassified as the assistant warden.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
I would like to have Rick Simmons hired as a part-time deputy in civil service. He'll be serving papers.
Move to hire Rick Simmons.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Did you get the second? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Tim? Mr. Tim Little, our Revenue Commissioner. How are you tonight, Tim?
I don't know. Ask me tomorrow. I'm here with a request for an emergency temporary hire. Miss Rachel Corona. Her salary to be divided 3 ways, from the assessor's office, collector's office, and motor vehicles.
Okay.
And she's gonna work 3 days a week.
This is the bilingual lady? that-
Yes.
Okay.
I move we hire Rancho Corona, temporary.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you,
Thank you,
Tim.
Tim.
All right, we'll come to the administrator's reports. Miss Sylvia, if you will, please.
Thank you. I'd like to request a resolution to pay the outstanding bills that will be carried to our new fiscal year.
I'll make that resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Also, I'd like to request a resolution to make any line item transfers within each fund to balance the budget for fiscal year 2021.
I'll make a resolution to make line item transfers within each budget fund to balance the budget.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to request a resolution to approve the budget for fiscal year 21-22.
I'll make a resolution to approve the budget for fiscal year 21-22.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, sir. IDA funding, after, what Alpha CEO had to speak of the other night, and what Alpha has been, the, IDA's been doing, I think our money would be better spent, IDA money, in the road department.
Okay.
Cause we already been mentioning how far behind Tony is on roads. We're not giving him anywhere close to what he asked for in his budget already.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, I think the reason Tony's so behind is he can't get no money in his budget.
Well, the thing is, he's 10 or 12 employees less than he had 10 years ago, too. We haven't put the money over there for him to hire the people he needs and get the equipment he needs. Tony had a good plan. I wasn't here the night I got hurt. Well, didn't make a work session tonight and talked about that. I went and sat down with Tony. Tony got a good plan. It's a workable plan.
Okay.
Keep our roads up and safe.
Okay, anything else?
If we take the money from the IDA and put it road department or wherever, and then if we do have to fund the IDA with something, where we gonna get the money from?
What we fund them for?
I don't know, I said if we do.
I don't see where we need to fund the idea as they exist right now.
Okay. Anything else?
They've been a cause of confusion on this farm center project.
I disagree with
That's-
you.
Well, that's my opinion,
Right.
and I expressed it.
Okay,
Call for the question. Call for the vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Let the record reflect Mr. William opposes. Okay. Motion carries. Ms. Sylvia?
Request nominations for the Chilton Water Authority to fill the vacant term ending in August of 2025. This is the second meeting, and John Thacker has been nominated by the Chilton Water Authority.
Okay. Any further nominations? Okay, we'll move forward.
As Mr. Thacker has been nominated, of course, by the Water Authority, do one of you need to appoint or nominate him as well?
We'll just accept that as a nomination for the
Okay.
post. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank
We
you.
won't need to take a formal action on that, but we'll just accept that to be voted on at our last meeting.
All right, great, thank you. I'd like to request a resolution to follow the uniform guidance related to procurement under 2 CFR Part 200 relating to any purchases under any federal grants.
I'll make that resolution as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I request a resolution to approve the meeting dates that are listed for fiscal year 21-22.
I make a resolution to approve the meeting dates for fiscal year 21-22.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to request a resolution to approve the holidays listed for fiscal year 21-22.
I make a resolution we approve the holidays for fiscal year 21-22.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Sylvia.
Thank you, Ms. Sylvia.
Mr. Tony, if you will, please, sir, our county engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to get a resolution to accept the resignation of Lynn Rowe, operator, to be effective September 9th of 2021.
I'll make that resolution as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'd like to get a resolution allowing me to hire a replacement for Lynn.
Are you gonna hire that from your already advertised pool?
Yes, sir. We have
Okay.
not completed all of the hirings within that pool yet.
Okay.
I'll make a resolution to hire a replacement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to get a resolution to have Chris Robinson transferred from the county jail to the Chilton County Road Department as an operator effective September 29th, 2021. Pay rate shown on the attachment.
Okay.
I'll make that resolution as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Just for clarification, because I think it's funny, he's not an inmate.
He
See,
is not an inmate.
He's not going on work release, just for clarification. Because the red is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
But we are getting close to that point.
Yes, I guarantee you.
I'd like to get a resolution to have James Hollis Senior added to payroll as truck driver effective September 29th at pay rate shown.
Make that resolution as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to have a resolution to have Skylar Hegwood added to payroll as truck driver effective September 29th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
I'd like to have a resolution to rescind a previous resolution for the federal aid money that was to be spent on reflectors on major collectors.
I'll make that resolution as stated.
What's come up that we need to rescind that resolution?
Next,
Second.
second one.
We have a motion and a second. Floor is open for discussion. Go for it.
Gotta have myself. What's come up that we need to rescind that?
The next, I will be asking for a resolution to spend this on the additional funding that was wound up over the balance of projects over the last several years, that we have more money now to spend and it could be better used on resurfacing rather than putting reflectors down.
Yeah, that went from what, 60,000?
It went from 30,000 to 295,000.
And we can use, he's gonna use that on, well, you can see it in there, what county road he's gonna use.
Next one. Any other,
Yeah.
any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
And then, in conjunction with what Mr. Kelly was asking, I'd like to get a resolution to spend the balance of our federal aid money on resurfacing a section of County Road 15, starting at County Road 30, heading toward State Route 82. Hopefully, we'll get as far as County Road 16. We have a balance of approximately 295,000.
I'll make that resolution as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and just a comment, Tony, I'm no engineer, but y'all might want to take a look at doing some leveling on that road before you pave it, because those
Yes.
dips they're awful.
Unreal.
If you go through there with a trailer, even behind a pickup, you'll feel it, and especially in a commercial vehicle, you'll really feel it in a commercial vehicle.
You and Matt just get in an empty dump truck, start on Highway 22 and go all the way down there and then call.
We drove it today, and it was bad enough in a pickup truck.
It's bad.
Well,
It's
you'll
bad.
love it in a trike.
Oh, I bet.
But I know we've been doing
We
just a
will
lot of
do leveling and
resurfacing, but
patching, yes.
There's some holes in it that need to be leveled.
Right.
Okay? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
And the last resolution, I'd like to get to hire a co-op student from LaCroix Technical Center to assist our maintenance guy here at the courthouse.
Okay?
I move we allow Tony to hire a co-op student.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Tony.
We're working on the chip seal road now. We got about 75% of it based and shaping up. We should be through with it hopefully this week, weather holds. And hopefully start resurfacing it next week. 32 we will do with Wiregrass when they get back, and they're scheduled to be back in, they told us, next week. So that we'll get back on with 15. We'll do 32, and we'll have 146.
Yard maintenance stuff, but can't you look at the yard maintenance of the courthouse and stuff like that?
No, that's,
Who's it, well, anyway, whoever's over the trimming and bushes, I think, about the road at the top of the building.
Okay.
Okay.
What about 51, an update on 51?
51's going to be done at the same, when we get Wiregrass back, they will do 51, the rest of it. They'll do the section of 42 that was in the last gas tax. They will do then 146, 15, and
Just
32.
can't get them back yet.
Right, we just haven't got them back yet.
Do
But once
you
they
kn-
get back, we got the whole package
But
for them
now
to complete.
Do you have any idea which ones they're gonna do first?
They'll do 15 first from the school to 22. Then they'll do 51.
Is that replacing the speed bumps too? Are you taking things out? What are you doing with them?
all right, moving
They'll-
right along,
I've got, my phone is blowed up about the speed bumps.
moving right along.
They will come up while we resurface them, then they will go back down unless I have a resolution not to.
Tony, when you know they're coming to 15,
We talked about
can we get some notification to the school, and then maybe put it out on social media so parents will know they gotta find an alternate route to get to
Well,
school?
they'll still be able to go through there, it'll just be slower. They'll
But
set
they'll
up
probably
traffic
wanna go
control.
29 if they know that.
That's right. That's what we said, we was gonna put in rumble strips. We took them launch pads up.
We did.
I've not been notified. If there's a resolution to it or an order to do it, I just need somebody to tell
We
me.
did.
I feel like there's a resolution, Tony, and if there's not, we'll have one at the next meeting.
All right.
I don't,
Okay.
I don't
It's been
believe
a
we
while.
did do a resolution. I
We
think
talked
we
about it.
said we was gonna do it when we get into paving, we
talked
go
about the
back
work
rumble
session.
strips.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have not received that
No.
word through the
We talked about
commission
the
that
work
there
session.
was one.
Well, I
Okay.
believe there's a resolution in effect that created those, so we'll
Yes.
have to have a resolution
To
to
amend it.
remove them. And then we'll have to have a resolution to put rumble strips in. And how soon do you think they'll be back?
Probably a week and a half.
Will
We will
they-
have chance at our next work
Okay,
session to
okay.
discuss that.
All right, good deal.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
thank you.
Miss
Good luck
Libby,
fishing.
if you will, please.
Hi, guys.
How are you tonight?
Fine. How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm here to request a resolution to approve a job description for litter control supervisor.
I move we grant that request.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all,
Do we have to refer to you as Madam Supervisor now?
Yeah. I am here to well,
hold
not
on,
We
yet.
gotta
let us
vote.
vote.
We
I
gotta
All
was
in
vote.
gonna
favor?
say, we hadn't done the other one.
Let's vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay?
Now, after this one, if it goes through.
Oh.
Okay. I'm here to, ask for resolution to reclassify myself, Libby Ratliff, as the county litter supervisor, effective October 2nd.
I'll make that resolution.
And I second it.
We have a motion and a second. Floor is open for discussion. You have been. This is just a formality.
Yeah.
Now,
All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you, Libby.
Motion carries.
And I ain't
Thank
forgot
you.
about you.
all right, thanks.
Miss Jessica, if you will, please.
Need to request a resolution to accept the resignation of Steve Robertson, dispatcher, effective August 24th.
I make a resolution to accept the resignation of Steve Robertson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I need to request a resolution to reclassify Christy Tillis to dispatcher, effective October 4th.
I make a resolution to reclassify Christy Tillis to dispatcher.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution to reclassify Lisa Naughton to transit operator 2, effective October 4th.
Make a resolution to reclassify Lisa Naughton to transit operator 2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
A resolution to hire Charlotte Parker as a part-time operator 1, effective October 4th.
Make a resolution to hire Charlotte Parker as a part-time transit operator 1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution to advertise to hire a full-time operator 1.
I approve the resolution to advertise to hire full-time transit operator 1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I request a resolution to make the payroll adjustments per the attachment to be effective October 4th.
I make a resolution to make the payroll adjustments per the attachment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And then request a resolution to approve the attached line item transfer.
I make a resolution to approve the attached line item transfer.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll come down to the commission reports and just real quickly, just an update. I know everybody's on pins and needles about the farm center and the project that we have going on. Wanted to just tell everybody that Mr. Randall and Mr. Hardy and myself met with the mayor and a couple of city councilmen last week. We had a very nice meeting, felt very productive, and we're scheduled to meet again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and our attorneys will be there and Alpha will be there. So we're looking very optimistically toward reaching a solution that we can all live with and move forward. So other than that, that's all I have. We'll go down to Mr. Hardy.
I'd be requesting a resolution to rescind the 3% cap pay increase of employees. We're gonna go a different direction in this that we discussed in our work session, that we're gonna have our, and you can, evaluation sheets, and hopefully in the future, work on the pay scale.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Floor is open for discussion. Just some thoughts that were discussed in our work session, and I'll hurry through these because we have some commissioners with some other responsibilities tonight. But one of the main reasons that this is being addressed is that the pay increases have gone up so much broadly that to remain competitive, we're loosening our department heads up within their budget to make some raises that might be at times larger than 3%. Any other questions, concerns, or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
I'm also gonna be asking for a special call meeting, and we'll open, we got some closing dates coming up on some property out there to 145 on October 11th and October 14th, and it's gonna be before our next meeting. So I'm gonna ask a special call meeting, and if I can get a second, we'll do a discussion on
Second.
dates.
We have a motion and a second for a special call meeting. Floor is open for discussion.
Alan seconded. Because we need to discuss this as a whole as a commission and be voting on it in a special call meeting.
So we had discussed earlier briefly about some times that would work for everyone. And we need to, while we're in discussion, we need to settle on a time because we very much need more information than what we have now before we move forward. And I would think the later that we can go toward that Monday, the 11th closing, the better off we are. So what are y'all's wishes?
Friday is definitely the best for me.
Friday's the best for me, but
What day is it?
8th Friday.
Friday's the best for me.
Friday.
Let me look at the schedule right here.
Well, what time do you get off on that Friday?
6.
What if we meet at 6:10 on Friday? This shouldn't be a long meeting.
Somebody said.
Randall can't be
You
here.
No, I
can't-
can,
You can?
yeah.
6:10 on
Put
Friday?
me in. We won't be here, I bet we won't be here
I'm not
20
going to
minutes.
Lamar County. My granddaughter just here without me being there.
Okay.
Well, you know, we've got, we're gonna know enough to make a decision or not. I mean, it should be
That's
a
right.
relatively simple thing to do. Is everybody, Joe, are you okay with that? Matt, you good? So you wanna amend your resolution to include the date and
Yeah,
time?
I amend my resolution to include, Friday, the 8th of October at 6 o'clock.
6:15.
6:15,
Give Darryl time to
excuse me,
get out of his
6:15.
uniform.
6:15.
Mr. Williams, would you amend your
Second
second?
that, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Commissioner Bone, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Commissioner Headley? Commissioner Kelly?
No, sir.
Commissioner Mims?
Yes, sir, I would like to make a resolution to open the nominations for 2 vacant seats on the Chilton County Industrial Development Authority.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
You gotta make a motion to open up,
they're open.
no, they're
Do we,
open.
do we have any nominations tonight, or you want to wait till next week?
I would like to
make
nominate Alan Caton for that, one of those positions.
Okay. Okay, duly noted. All right. Anything else, Commissioner Mills?
Yes, I have something I'd like to read. When Whitney Barlow, our executive director of RDA, was hired, she had a list of about 22 items that she was supposed to do and head up with industrial development in our county. Ironically, the farm center was only one of those. So she has been spending a lot of time trying to get us to the finish line on this project. So she's worked really, really hard to get us there, and I'd say she's probably got us in the red zone now. So she sent this letter out and would like for me to read it. So on September 22nd, 2021, the Chilton County Industrial Development Authority unanimously recommended to the Chilton County Commission the reappointment of Monica Cooper and Alan Caton, each for a term of 4 years respectively. The Chilton County Industrial Development Authority's purpose is to create a resilient framework around its members in order to build a foundation of economic fortitude. The strategic economic goals of the Chilton County Industrial Development Authority, which were formulated and adopted by our citizens and leaders, have been the focus of this authority for the last 3 years. The continued leadership of these two board members is critical in achieving the goals for the entire county. As we, the Chilton County Industrial Development Authority, continue to foster relationships around the state, region, and country, continuity is paramount for establishing a leading position in economic development. We humbly request for the reappointment of our current members to the Chilton County Industrial Development Authority. Thank you for your service to this county and your leadership efforts to grow Chilton.
Hey, Matt, I'm looking over your shoulder here. Who all signed that?
Liz Huntley, I signed it, Mayor W.C. Hayes, Mayor Robert Height, Shannon Welch, who represents the city of Jemison for the mayor, Mr. Bobby Cook, Mr. Alan Caton, and Monica Cooper.
Okay.
So everybody on the
Okay.
IDA.
All right. Good deal. Thank you, sir. You have anything else?
No, sir, I'm done.
All right, we'll move on. Mr. Williams?
Yes, sir, I just have a couple of comments. Got something I want to read first. This is from the Alabama Ethics Commission law. The crux of Alabama's ethics law is that a public official or public employee must at all times be conscious of and avoid conflicts of interest, and that a public official or public employee must never use the office or position for personal gain for himself, herself, or for members of his, her family. Now, to quote the words of Joseph Parnell from a couple of years back, we need to remove any look of conflict of interest or look of any impropriety from our workings. I think that was comments for the industrial board. And I'm been thinking a lot since Jimmy Parnell, CEO Apple, made his statements to the city council the other night about the impasse on getting this farm center on track. And I think that your involvement with this process, you know, I know you said you had an attorney's opinion that there's no conflict of interest, but by the same token, the look of impropriety is there, regardless of what any attorney tells you. It's on all over this county. It's everywhere you go. And I think from that standpoint, you need to step down.
You're welcome to think that, Alan.
Step down as chair or commissioner?
Step down as chair. No, not commissioner. He was elected by the people, but as chairman. He's the ex officio member of the IDA. And anybody who listened to that speech the other night, the IDA was thrown right in front of the bus. Not under the bus, but in front of the bus. And those who had I'm sorry, I have the floor.
You do?
Is anybody who was at IDA in the front, and two of those were mentioned tonight, are up for re-nomination, re-election, were two of the four in the forefront. I think that's part of the problem. There needs to be some new blood on that IDA if we're gonna keep the IDA. That's the only thing that's gonna make this project move forward. 2.5 years, it ain't going anywhere. And it needs to move forward or either be canned. And I don't want to personally see it canned, in spite of what a lot of people want to think. Questions need to be answered. Things need to be moved out of the way. And some of those people are the ones that need to be moved out of the way.
Okay,
That's what I have to say tonight.
okay. Anything else?
No, I move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.